Hello, and welcome to our ongoing how-to series. My name is Michael Adamson. I'm the Marketing Director for Standex Cooking Solutions Group. Today, we are going to be installing an Il Forno deck oven. Our installation crew from Hagar will be here to help, as well as Jason from our technical support group.
When first receiving your Baker's Pride equipment, you want to fully walk around the pallet and crating to examine for any shipping damage. If there are any damages found, the carrier needs to be notified immediately and a freight claim filed for said damages. Tools needed will be a hammer, crowbar, and Phillips screwdriver. A drill is recommended. Please note the 4 blocks from the corners of the pallet need to be removed with a crowbar or hammer to remove the unit from the pallet. Also note that extra time will be needed to remove plastic film from the units before use. All plastic film has to be removed. It would also be noted to remove the plastic from the top and bottom of the unit before any stacking. It is recommended to leave the plastic film on the sides of the unit to avoid any scratches upon installation. This film does have to completely be removed before any use of the unit. Now we're going to be talking about stacking the units after you have them in place and uncrated. First of all, your installation area. If you have automatic ignition on your unit, you need to have a 120 volt power outlet and the gas connections, which are 3/4 inch. Units are supplied with legs, but optional casters are available. We're here with our professional installation crew that will be assisting us in installing the ovens, and here are some of the tools that are needed. As far as jacks, there are various forms of jacks, but we're using duck lifts today, and a ratchet and socket set will be needed to attach the legs and casters. Before we set our jacks in place, we want to go ahead and attach both of the front legs, which will be identified by the locks on the casters. These are the front legs and will go on the top of the unit since it's on its back. Hey, now that we have our legs in place, we're going to leave one end of the pallet, your bottom end on the pallet, and roll the unit over onto its legs. This is one of the more dangerous portions of the job, so we recommend having at least 3 good hands on site, to roll the unit over. You want to make sure your front casters are locked as you're lifting the unit high enough to get the back legs on. After you got the unit picked up, you can move the pallet out of the way, install the back legs, and roll the unit into place or out of the way for the next installation of the second oven. It's also important to note the height of your vent hood, as it needs to accommodate your stacking equipment and the final height of your ovens. If you can't roll the unit under the hood, it should be stacked under the hood. A piece of piping is recommended for tighter installations because you can set the edge of the front unit down on top of the piping and slide it back. We're going to be picking this unit up and setting it on this piping to slide it into place. It would be noted that installation of different model numbers is going to vary a little bit by the model number. And when lifting the equipment, you shouldn't ever lift the entire unit by the frame inside the chamber, but it can be used to pick up the unit to remove the board or pipe that you're using to brace the unit when stacking. Our Baker's Pride deck ovens can be ordered with brick lining to retain some of the heat a little better, and we're going to be showing installation of the brick lining in the Il Forno model. We're going to be installing the deck stones in the bottom unit, the Y600, and it's important to note how heavy these stones are. They're about 100 pounds a piece, and when you're sliding them in, you want to be careful not to get your fingers in a pinch. When installing the stones, I would note to install the side stones first and then the middle last. And you would want to have some flat-handed screwdrivers and pry bars handy. Standard units are shipped with quarterite stones. For curing process on the quarterite stones, you want to dial the oven up to 300 degrees for 5 hours until all fume and smoke is gone from the stones. This is moisture evaporating out of the stones. And after that, you want to set the unit for at least 50 degrees below your baking temperature to preheat. After preheating, you can set the oven to your desired baking temperature and you should be good to go. Your ovens are going to come standard with quarterite stones, but fiberment stones are an option. And when fiberment stones are in use, we have curing instructions that are included with the oven. They'll be on the front of the oven, they will be stickered to the stones themselves and in the manual. These instructions need to be followed precisely to avoid a catastrophic failure of the stones. It's very important. Please note that the manufacturer will cover a startup performance check under warranty after the unit is in operation. Now, we will not cover the cure-in time for the stones. That has to be done on the customer's time, but the technician should explain the cure-in process.